So let's go over this question again. E19-21. Okay, are you able to see this? Okay, let's go over this question again. Okay, first of all, we okay with the basic, right? Basic earning per share. Let me just write it down here. Okay, the basic earning per share is gonna be 500, right? It's the net income minus the dividend to preferred stock, right? And divide by 100. Okay, so that's how we get 440 divided by 100 equals $4.40 per share. This is the basic. Okay. So when we work on the diluted, so here we have two convertible securities, right? So one is convertible preferred stock, one is a convertible bonds. So first thing we're gonna do, the order is important. Okay, when we have two convertible securities, you don't want to add these two convertible securities at the same time. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we want to know which one is the gonna have the higher effect, okay, on the diluted earning per shares. So what we're gonna do, we can
Employment Development Department, Unemployment Insurance Customer Service Center. Gracias por llamar al Centro de Atención al Cliente del Centro de Empleo del Departamento de Desarrollo del Empleo de California.
Okay, so so what we're gonna do is, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna calculate the incremental effect first. Okay, for this preferred stock. Okay, for the preferred stock, this preferred stock incremental effect. Let's see what's gonna do. Convertible preferred stock. If we convert it, it's gonna go to 32, right? And then we save the dividends for 60. Okay, so that's called the incremental effect. Okay, which give us the $1.87. Okay, and for the convertible bonds, what is the incremental effect? So we see the okay, so okay, so first, you can calculate like you're gonna convert to 30s, right? So denominator gonna increase by 30. Numerator you're gonna save the interest expense, right? So how to calculate interest expense will be 8% times 1 million, right? Okay, so which is 1 million, right? Okay, let's do everything in thousand. Okay, so that gives us 80, right? 80, and then you want to times this tax rate is 25%. You times 75%, right? So this is net of tax. That's how we get 60. Okay, so 60 gonna be additional profit, right? So when you convert, you save those the net of tax expense. That's why you increase your profit. So this one gonna give you $2, right? Okay, so then you compare these two. Which one is gonna have a higher impact? Okay, on the diluted earning per shares. So definitely is this one, right? So it's the smaller one. Okay, so which is convertible preferred stock. So then you want to add convertible preferred stock first. Okay, let me erase this part. We're gonna add convertible preferred stock to the basic earning per share first, right? Remember, this is the basic earning per shares, right? So first, this is the step number 1. Okay, you're gonna add it to, this is 440, right? We add 60 on the top, right? And then this is 100, Then the bottom we add 32. Okay, so this is we have so this is 500 divided by 132. We got 379. Okay, and then you compare 379 with this 440, right? With 440. So 379 is lower than 440. That's why this is a good, right? This is a good one. Okay, and then you add step number 2. You add the second one. You add this convertible bonds. Okay, so which is step number 2. So you add convertible bonds. Now this is 500, right, on the top. This is 132, right? So then we add convertible bond, which is 60 30s. So we have 560 divided by 162. So we got 3.46. Okay, and then you compare this 3.46 with this 3.79. Okay, which one is lower? This is lower. So then this is going to be the final numbers. Okay, so our diluted earning per share should be this. Okay, if the second step, this instead of 3.46, let's say we got 3.86, that's higher than 3.79, right? So then 3.79 should be the diluted earning per share. Okay, should be the final numbers. You see what we're trying to do, right? So you compare one at a time. Okay, you add one at a time. You compare each time when you have the numbers, you compare with the previous numbers. That makes sense, everyone?
Professor?
Yes, go ahead.
Why on the bottom, on the second example, you have 132 plus 30 instead of 100 plus 30?
No, 132 is this, 132 total. You add to the previous one.
Oh, okay.
You see that, right? Yeah. Numerator is 500 because 440 plus 60. That's why I got 500.
So we need to do it in order.
Yes, we just add one at a time because we have two convertible securities. You can only add one at a time. Okay.
So for example, it did exercise the convertible bonds is above the convertible repurchase share. So we need to do the opposite one, right?
I don't understand. Say that again.
So for this exercise, I mean for the example, the convertible shares, I mean preferred shares is above, I mean it's on the top of the convertible bonds. So we need to do the first step with the share first. However, if you have the convertible bonds before the share, so we need to do the opposite ways.
This one, why we start with the preferred stock, convertible preferred stock, because look at this, look at the corner here. Because that's 1.7087 is less than $2. I mean 2. Okay. So that's why we start with this. We start with preferred stock. Because the preferred stock is gonna have a higher impact on the diluted earning per share calculation. Okay.
So if the convertible bonds, if adding them into the earnings per share, if that was greater than 440, we wouldn't use that for diluted earnings per share?
Anytime you do one at a time, okay? Anytime that one, the new number is greater than the previous one, then you choose the previous one. Because that will be anti-dilutive, which is not what we want. That make sense? Okay, you do step by step. Okay, so any step you have the numbers is greater than the previous step, that tells us this is anti-dilutive. You forget about that. Okay, you stay with the original one.
I have a question. How did you get the 60 again?
60 with 60.
The 60.
There are 260.
6060.
60. Yeah, so we have 260. One is for convertible bonds, one is for convertible preferred stock.
Yeah, how did you get that
60
again?
you talk about.
So both.
Both? Okay. Okay, let me read this part. I need a little space here. Okay. For first one, convertible preferred stock. Okay. So this is what? It gives you $5, right? Dividends.
Okay.
So 12,000 times $5. 12,000 times $5. That gives you 60. Okay.
Oh, okay, got it.
Everything is 1,000. Okay, that's why it's like this.
Okay, got
Okay.
it.
So that's for the preferred stock. And for the convertible bond, we already talked about that, right? Okay. Yeah. Any other question? You guys good?
Professor,
Oh yes, go ahead.
can you explain the number 2 again? Why we need to using the 500 plus 60 divided by 132 plus 30? So you have two convertibles. We need to define which one is the lower number and then put into the basic EPS and the first one, right? And how to get the second one?
See, you can now I rewrite this one. Do you understand now?
Oh, got you. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this one is this one. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Any other question?
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
So can you also explain like how you get 60 on the second one as well?
60, we talked about that already. 60, so 8%, right? Times 1 million equals what? 80, right?
Yeah.
Then this is after tax. This is before tax, right? After tax, you times 75%. That's how we get 60.
Oh, got it.
Okay?
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Any other question?
Just to clarify, if the second earnings per share was like 380, we wouldn't use that.
Yeah, you're gonna use 379.
Okay.
Okay, so you choose the lower one. Remember, you want to get rid of the anti-dilutive one. Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense, everyone? Okay, so let me go back to the